Hey guys, what is up? It is SSD Middleman here with Guides for Us All, and today we're going to be checking out all of the lances you can find in Dark Souls 2. As always, click on the screen if you want to skip to a certain lance, and let's get started with the Hide lance. To get this one, and we're going to start off with the Dark Souls 2 spot, after the Shrine of Winter, head forward towards Dragonlight Castle and you will see a Hide Knight waiting there. Kill him and you will get this as long as you are not on a New Game Plus variant. Now in Scholar of the First Sin, he is in a different location. You have to go to the gutter and follow this location. It's kind of a long walk here, so the video might drag out a little bit, but he's pretty well hidden. He's where the chest for the Pyromancer set is, I believe. Just follow where I'm going in the video and you'll find it. Anyways, the Hide lance is pretty much your basic lance. You upgrade this guy with Twinkling Titanite, and at +5 you'll be doing 230 base damage with 100 lightning damage. Pretty interesting. A C scaling in strength, an E scaling in dexterity, and a C scaling in lightning damage. The weapon's really not bad, but to give my general impressions on the Lance class, I am horrible with them. I obviously don't understand how to use them properly. It's awesome for faith builds, but I'm just horrible with these things. Apparently infusing it with Boltstone makes it a lot stronger and not really downgrading the base damage. I just read that off the wiki. I'm sorry for people who hate when I read stuff off the wiki, but apparently it's good with a Boltstone to make the lightning damage stronger. I'm not going to try to impress anybody with any of the Lance gameplay in this video, so we're just going to move straight on to the Hide Great Lance. You get it from the same exact Hide Knight that you get the Hide Lance from, except you have to be on New Game Plus. This is the most annoying, well, no, I'm lying. This is one of the most annoying lances to get. I had to bonfire ascetic this place like 6 times because you kill him once and then he does not respawn after going to the bonfire. So you have to keep using an ascetic over and over and over again until you get the Great Lance from him. A trick that I found to work is to take off all of your item finding increasing items, because it seems to be that this has a higher drop chance than the armor sets, but when I was wearing all my drop rate increase items, the armor set was dropping more often. Maybe that won't work for you, it worked for me. Anyways, it's pretty much the same thing as the Hide Lance, except it's just a little bit better. At +10, also you don't have to infuse it with Twinkling, you just infuse it with regular Titanite. +10, you'll be doing 270 base damage, 80 lightning damage, a B scaling in strength, E in dexterity again, and a C scaling in lightning. This thing's better than the Hide lance. I feel it's just like a direct upgrade to it, except it's a pain in the ass to get. Also, in Scholar of the First Sin, it drops from the Hide Knight and the Gutter as well on New Game Plus, making this even more annoying to farm in Scholar of the First Sin. Like I said, it's just like a direct upgrade to the Hide lance, so there's really not much else for me to say about this one. Now moving on to the Grand Lance. In regular Dark Souls 2, you'll get this from the Memory of Oro. Head through the left door at the beginning, go all the way up to the roof. Once you're at the roof, there is one of these cranes where you can destroy the back of it, and it will lower a platform which you need to roll onto. Don't just drop, you will fall and die, I promise. This happened to me about 4 times while I was trying to record this. Just roll onto it, go through the wall, and you'll find a chest in there that has the lance. Be careful, there is a giant in there. You probably won't see him at first if you turn right towards the chest, but he's in there. And in Scholar of the First Sin, this weapon is a lot easier to get. In the Forest of the Fallen Giants, after you defeat the last giant, go right towards where the King's Gate is, and it'll be to your right on a corpse. Really easy to get in Scholar of the First Sin. So about this weapon, you upgrade it with regular Titanite. At +10, it'll be doing 340 base damage with a C scaling in strength and dexterity. May seem a little underwhelming, because the other weapons have that lightning infusion, but this weapon has very, 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 very high counter damage. So the great thing about this weapon is if you wait until another player attacks and hit them right after, it'll be doing about 800 damage per hit, not just 340, which is really great, especially since this weapon has those quick poke attacks. You can infuse it with poison or something like that, and you'll be able to inflict it very quickly. Like other lances, you can attack while you're blocking with your shield. So this weapon would be nice if somebody's trying to attack you, they hit your shield, and then you poke them, you'll get that counter hit in. So it's just one of those things that in the right situation, this weapon will excel highly. Now moving on to the Chariot Lance. You get this by trading Strait of Olaphis, the Executioner Chariot Soul. Again, I really don't have much to say about this one, but I really like the artwork of this weapon. It looks incredible, and it is super cool to walk around with. You upgrade it with Petrified Dragonbone, and at +5 you will do 310 base damage with an A scaling in strength and an E scaling in dexterity. This weapon also has very high counter damage, so everything I said about the Grand Lance will work well with this one as well, although the Grand Lance does have 30 extra damage points over the Chariot Lance. and it kind of weighs less. So in all honesty, this weapon can't be infused or enchanted. It does less damage, and you have to trade a boss soul for it. I'd say just use the Grand Lance. It's a little bit better than this, but if you're going for style points, pull out the Chariot Lance, because I will say this one more time, it looks badass. Anyways, moving on to the last and the worst of all of the lances. It might not be worst because of the damage or everything else about it, but the way you're getting it. So it drops from the Rampart Golem soldiers that have the lance. If you watch the video, I will show you the most effective way to farm them that I found, at least. And it took me a long time to get this to drop. I looked everywhere to try to find the statistics on it and to make sure I was fighting the right enemies. I found that there was about a 5% drop rate, which enhanced with my ring and Jester's cap should have put it up to around 8 or 9 or 10%. But no. Nope, it took me about 3 hours altogether to get this weapon. Enough of my complaining, which I find that I do with almost every video, because there's always that one weapon that takes me hours to get. You upgrade it with normal Titanite. At plus 10, you'll be doing 200 base damage with 100 damage in sorcery, an A scaling in strength, and a C scaling in sorcery. So high intelligence will help you do a lot more damage with this weapon, as well as high strength with the A scaling. It has the high counter damage as well. It's an interesting lance. I really like the way this one looks as well, but it's not worth farming for. This was the biggest pain I've felt in a long time farming for weapons in this game, and even other weapons that people claim are the hardest to farm, I'll be able to get faster than this. Anyways, leave your opinions on the lances in this game down below, and let me know how I can get better with them, because I really suck with them. And yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys. Make sure to leave a like rating down below and subscribe to see some more videos in the future. I appreciate all your guys' support, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.